Okay, you guys, so this is me again.
Okay, you guys. Sorry about that. I'm going to grab my jacket and we're going to get into some conversation. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I have some light cooking that I have to do because this year, um, everything is being catered to me, you guys. So I don't really have to do any any major cooking. Um, I do have to cook some spaghettis, so I have to make some spaghettis. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get that done this morning and get that out the way. And I have two pies that I have to make. So um these are just desserts and side-ons that I'm doing. Um but yeah, so that's what I have to do, you guys. Um but everything else like the turkey and my dressing and all that stuff there, it's being catered. So I don't have to worry about any of that, pertaining to that. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get on here. I'm out of class, you guys, until the weekend, until Sunday. And then I will probably log back into class officially on Monday. Um, so I'm gonna be out until really Monday, you guys. But I wanted to get on here to talk about, I think it's very clear, Black women, that we're at a place. Well, we've been at this place with Black men, but as things begin to unfold with these men, we need to accept these men for who they are, and that's what I've been telling you guys. I know Cynthia G went live yesterday to talk about Black women's loyalty to Black men, and I'm gonna say this because I don't know why you guys are so loyal to Black men. Black men hate you guys. They hate us. The majority of these Black men out here hate Black women. And the quicker that you Black women accept that, the better it's going to be with you guys moving forward. And I'm not talking about moving forward to other races of men. I'm talking about letting Black men go. And I've read so many comments coming from Black women who are saying, my son is a Black man and he's the exception. No, your son is not the exception, ma'am, because you have a Black son. You having a Black son does not exempt your son from the buffoonery that's going on out here with Black men. And it's getting to the point where having a Black man is becoming an embarrassment on all levels. Why? Because Black men chose, the majority of them chose to get on the internet and they chose to disrespect Black women. And the world saw that. Everybody who had access to a phone or a tablet or a computer and internet, they saw that hatred. And unfortunately, young Black women who got on the internet a couple of years ago, who were coming straight out of college, straight out of high school, and they saw this self-hate. They checked out. I will never forget Angel Ramirez. I don't know if you guys remember him. Angel Jordan Ramirez. He was I want to say Puerto Rican. He was something. I don't even know if he's still on YouTube. He did some commentary about, this hatred. with black men. He talked about this along with a lot of other content creators who saw the disdain with black men. You guys, this is nothing new with these guys. And black women, you guys are going to have to get to a place, you're going to have to let black men go. And when I say let them go, I'm not talking about not getting in relationships with them. I'm talking about you guys are going to have to stop supporting black men, period. Stop buying their music. Stop listening to their music. Stop supporting their movies. Stop supporting black men in general. Like, stop giving them your support, because there is just absolutely no way, giving them money, giving them food, housing them. I mean, there's just no way that I can deal with the demographic of men who hate me. And that is the reality, that these guys think that they are owed access to black women because they're black. When in actuality, black men, like I keep telling you guys, they have not earned the respect or loyalty of black women collectively. You just sitting around and expecting a black woman to do for you, cook for you, clean for you, give you whoopee does not give you access to women. And women have been telling you men this for some time now, that you are not owed anything because you are a man. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort to even show a woman that you are capable of being that particular man for that woman. But to just sit down and think that you are owed access to black women because you are a black man, that doesn't give you the right to have access to black women. Black women are not obligated to birth you, black men. We're not obligated to be intimate with you. We're not obligated to date you. None of those things. Simply because you are black. I hold everyone to the same standards that I have created for myself. It's not about, oh, you probably don't hold other races of men to your standards. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Everybody is not exempt when it comes to me. Because if you as a man is approaching me and you're not together, I'm not going to deal with you. And if you had access to me in some kind of way, whether through my time or energy, and you took that for granted and you didn't appreciate that, you're not going to get a second chance with me. I feel that people know exactly what they're doing when they do what they do. They know exactly how they treat you because that's just what they want to do. You guys are not going to sit here and tell me that black men don't know what they're doing. You're not going to sit here and tell me that black men don't know they're out here disrespecting black women. And then they get upset when you guys respond to their disrespect. And it's not just on social media. I've had black men disrespect me in public. I've had black men give me a very uncomfortable look. This is not about just on the internet. This is in general with you black men. You black men collectively do not like and or respect black women. That's just the reality. This has nothing to do with the white man. This has nothing to do with your boss. This has nothing to do with anything else. This is your internalized issue that you have with black women. Whether that be from past relationships, trauma, whatever, it's no excuse to why you guys do what you do towards black women. And this is why black women are doing what they're doing, black men, by not dealing with you guys. And I mean, even before the internet, you guys were disrespecting black women. I'm talking about even before this stuff even came to the internet, you guys were disrespecting black women. I remember going out and seeing black men publicly disrespect black women out in public. I remember, hearing about black couples fighting all the time, in their homes and stuff. Black men, you guys have been doing this. You've been doing this. This is not some new behavior. This is not some new profound behavior with you guys. No, if anything, I think it's contributed to what we're seeing right now and what we're learning about you guys. Because black women, you're learning about who black men really are. That this is hatred. So is it possible the reason why they were mistreating you is because of their self-hate in the past? Yeah. And that's what confuses me about them. They disrespect and abuse black women, and that's just what you black men are doing. You've been abusing black women, but you still want access to black women. And I'm not just talking about physically or anything like that. I'm talking about you still expect black women to show up in loyalty for you. You still expect black women to march and fight for you when you're out here getting pew-pewed down in the streets or police brutality or something like that. You're still expecting black women to show up for you, hate for you, bend over backwards for you, kind of speaking. Black women are not doing that because I feel like if you can't respect the women who birth you, you're not going to respect anything else. And furthermore, if any of you disrespect black women, you are part of the problem. And you hate yourself, you hate your mother, you hate any woman thereafter within your family, black men. You guys get up on the internet, you stay calling black women the B word, the H word. What kind of men sit up and disrespect a woman like that? Black men. I have never heard a non-black man ever disrespect his women openly and publicly the way that you black men do. You guys get up on the internet and you talk about your women like a dog, hair, everything. And yet black women, you still keep dealing with black men. For what? For what? Stop giving your support to men who hate you. The end. Because it couldn't be me. It wouldn't be me. It ain't going to ever be me. Well, you need to stop painting all men the same. Well, you men are all out here, especially you black men. It's the majority of you acting the same. Because when I get off of here and I get on YouTube and I scroll and I type in my search bar, black men who hate black women, you should see the videos that pop up, black men. Okay? This is not just a social media problem. This is a you problem, and this you problem has been going on with you and black women for some time now. What black women are doing is they're checking out of dealing with the disrespect and the abuse of you black men. Black women, this is exactly what they're doing. They've been abusing you. They've been abusing you. Now they're getting on here social medially abusing you. You guys need to understand what abuse looks like. Anytime a man gets on here and tears you down and makes you feel, like you're not worthy or undervalued, what they're doing, that's exactly what they're doing. When they're getting out here with their preferences and they're disrespecting you, that is abuse. A man who's confident and secure in himself, he's not going to be doing all that. He's never going to have to prove anything to anybody. Okay? I'm telling y'all to just pull back from black men altogether. Let these men go. Let black men go for good, black women. Stop supporting their music, their movies. Don't put any money on their books in jail. Stop feeding them. Stop clothing them. Let them go. Let them go. Period. Well, my daddy's black. I got black brothers and all this stuff here. And I can assure you, a lot of your daddies and your brothers and your cousins don't like you either. They don't like you either. I'll give you guys an example, and this is something I want you ladies to do. And you'll find out if black men really, really like you and love you. You know, tell your daddies and your uncles and all these black men that you guys look up to about women losing their rights and all this stuff here, and see how they respond. See how they respond about women losing their rights, and you'll see and you'll know if these what's going on with these men that you so-called love and look up to in your family. Because I have cousins who are black, and they don't give me the impression that they like or love black women. Nope. They don't give me the impression that they like or love black women. Most of the black men that I know out here are laid up with non-black women. So I have a cousin right now who left his black wife, and they have 7 or 8 kids. He left her to go be with a cocaine meth non-black woman. So no, black women. The collective of these guys do not like black women. Okay, and you guys need to accept that. They get up on the internet each and every day, and they just constantly keep tearing down black women each and every day. These guys never take accountability for anything that they do. When you call them out on what they're doing and how they're treating you, they're ready to start blaming you for something that you're allegedly doing. You know, and it's just bad. And you know, it's now to the point when I do have black men approaching me, I don't know what your intentions are. Black men, I see you guys as a threat to me, because when you guys approach me, I don't know if you're legitimately approaching me out of interest or self-hate with bad intentions. I don't know if I should have to worry about my life around the majority of you. And what it is, black men, you've been abusing black women for so long, to the point where black women don't even feel emotionally safe with you black men, because we've seen you guys' behavior in 4K right on the internet here. And I know that they're listening, ladies. All of these men are listening when they come here. But the thing about it is, they don't want to be looked at as the bad guy. They don't want you to call them out on their bad behavior, because then it taints their image and reputation. And unfortunately, black men, you guys have done that for yourself when you got up on the internet and disrespected black women the way that you do. And this is unfortunately why some men, other races of men, do what they do to black women, because they're watching you disrespect black women. Yeah. Black women, you really don't need black men. No, you don't need black men. You've conditioned yourself that you need these men. You don't need black men. You may want a black man, but honey, you don't need a black man. Okay? You don't. You don't. And truthfully, you ladies don't need any of these men. You don't. You've been wired to want a man or desire a man because of societal conditioning. So when women like me get on the internet and I say that I don't need a man, that's exactly what I mean. Not only do I not need a man, I no longer want a man. Yeah. So you ladies have conditioned yourselves to just need black men. And you don't need anybody. You desire someone because of interest or whatever the case may be, but you don't need anyone on a romantic level who's disrespecting you and tearing you down. And I'm going to be honest, you guys, when I get on here, I do my commentary, I scroll on here. I mean, the stuff that I see on here from these men is crazy. It's just the constant retroactive abuse of men just tearing down women continuously, making videos just round and round and round. And it's just a never ending thing with these men and their hatred for women. And I have to get off of here. I have to do meditation. I have to do affirmation work, because the stuff that comes out of a lot of these men's mouths is just too much for me to deal with. And I'm talking about energetically wise. Some of these guys are just really, really messed up out here. And they come to you all broken and everything, expecting you to deal with them in low tier mediocre behavior. And it's crazy that you men can hate women so much but still need to have access to women. And women are telling you, we're not going to be your punching bags. We're no longer going to be your doormats. Any kind of disrespect, Black women, you have to check it right then and there, honey. Go no contact. Do what you got to do to protect your peace and your health. Because at the end of the day, these some of these men are really messed up, ladies. And the problem with these men is they need therapy. And I told Black men that on here. They need therapy. Most of you men who come to my channel and listen to me, you're part of the problem. You're part of the men that I talk about. But you're not going to be bold to come in my chat and talk all this rah-rah. You wait till I end the live to talk crap and, whatever. You're not going to be crazy to come and approach me on my channel with this disrespect. And until you men change, if you ever do change, it's not going to really matter to Black women or women like myself. I value my peace way too much than to deal with you low tier, controlling, abusive men. And it's going to be important, Black women. You have to set some standards. If you do meet a Black man, you're going to deal with him on an individualistic level. Honey, any red flags, get out of it. It's to the point now I don't explain to men. I just block and keep moving on. You're coming with disrespect or anything that oversteps my boundaries. I'm not going to explain anything to you. I'm going to block you and I'm going to move on. And I'm going to pretend like you never existed in my world. That's what I do with these men, ladies. I block them. I go no contact with them. Because these men know exactly what they're saying and what they're doing to women. The problem is they want you to tolerate it and they don't care. And someone who has you in their best interest and loves you and cares about you is not going to disrespect you or harm you in any kind of way. And, them getting out here triangulating other races of women against Black women, it's narcissistic behavior. And I'm not a licensed psychologist or anything like that. This is for entertainment purposes. But the majority of these men, Black men, exclusively in men, are narcissists. These men just need to latch on to women, to control women, and it's really sickening. And this is the majority of men out here. This is the majority of men out here. They just do not know how to treat women. And unfortunately, the patriarchal system has conditioned them to see women as lesser than human beings, because they just don't know how to treat women. And a lot of you men don't know how to treat women. You don't know how to approach a woman decently or respectfully. And this is what I've noticed about a lot of men in this country. The lust has just taken over these men. The lust, you guys. They just don't know how to talk to women unless Smex is involved, you know. It's just so disrespectful. I recently just blocked a guy who was sending me video clips of women having Smex, you know, corn. And it's like, sir, did I ask you to send me that? No, I didn't, so I blocked him. I blocked him. Don't be sending me stuff like that to my DM, and you know, don't be sending me pictures of your genitals. If I didn't ask to see that, why do you keep sending that? Why do you men keep doing this stuff knowing that women don't like it, and we tell you we don't like it, but yet you keep doing it? We also tell you not to be approaching us out in public, but yet you keep doing it, but yet you keep getting rejected. And then you get on the internet and you're whining about women rejecting you. Women have been telling you men what we don't like and what we do like. And yet you continuously keep doing the same thing over and over and over again as if you don't understand. And you men very much understand. You just keep doing what you're doing because your ego will not allow you to actually be tamed. And that's the issue, ladies. These men out here are just wild. They're wild. They're running loose. They've been out here with multiple women, and when they approach you, they think that they can approach you disrespectfully. They think the last woman that they had is going to be like the next woman that they meet. And there are just some women out here who are not going to deal with your behavior, men. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to deal with it. Because as quick as I meet you, I will get rid of you out of my space and out of my energy. And yet you men just keep doing the same thing. You know, just like with black men, they get on here and they talk about black women not speaking to them. But yet you black men have been on here disrespecting black women. So what did you think was going to happen if you're getting on here disrespecting your women, but you expect a conversation out in public? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, black men. You don't get to disrespect black women on the internet and think we owe you a conversation out in public. Because like I told you guys, everything that these men do on here, everything that people do on here, it is a reflection of who they are in real time. Because we are all human beings, all on the internet, right? I know we're not bots. So these men are doing exactly what they're doing. I think it gives them more leeway to be who they are because they're hiding behind data boards and all this stuff here. But in actuality, these men are just who they are. So, you know, black women, you guys are going to have to make up in your mind here. I don't even engage with these black men on here anymore. Because once I lose respect for you, and once I no longer see you as someone who I can trust with my energy, I just don't want to deal with you. I've seen enough with you men to know that I know for a fact Akina is definitely done with you men out here. You guys, I mean, all of the videos, all of the self-hate, everything about how you feel about women is why we're here. When it comes to you black men, I wish you guys the best, man. I really do, because then you're making videos. Oh, this is just social media. This is not the collection. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Black men, you've been disrespecting black women, not only on here in movies, music, websites, books. This is just who you are. You hate black women. You don't treat black women well. Okay? You disrespect black women. You you embarrass black women. I mean, I can go on and on and on why we shouldn't deal with you. You know, femicide, DV, marticide, I mean, poverty. I mean, it's just, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's just the reality. So you guys dating out is the best thing. that you can ever do for black women. I feel like ladies is a gift at this point when they date out, because they can take that trauma and drama and chaotic energy elsewhere. They can't bring it to you, black women. And black men can no longer blame you guys for anything anymore if you're not dealing with it. So who are they going to blame now? They can't blame anybody. They can't blame anybody now. So, you know, well, you guys, I don't give men energy like that. You know, and going into next year, my content is going to be about black women healing, you know, us moving forward, us community building, all of this good stuff, you know, and we're just going to let these men go collectively. I think the collection of men need to be let go. Truthfully, that's just my opinion. Because in proximity with men, it's not favorable for women at all, and how they treat women, and they just refuse to change, evolve, grow, become better human beings. Um, and yet they continuously keep getting on the internet talking about modern women instead of actually doing some introspective work and healing. You know, they just continuously keep getting on the internet talking about women and this, women and that, but these guys are not right themselves. So, uh, what's going to go on with the dating world? Well, it's going to continue to divide. Women are just going to keep opting out of dealing with men. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to get to the point where no one's going to want to be with anybody anymore. And I think we're here now. I think we're here now. I think between the system and the oppression that you women have been subjugated, and I think black women, you guys have been subjugated the worst. We've been subjugated bad by black men. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, ladies, what do you do from here? You go on with your life, ladies, and you heal, and you focus on yourself and your growth and what you need to do. And, you know, black men will be okay, I guess, as long as they can stay away from black women and, you know, stop hurting and harming us. Even when they get on the internet, they have to find a way to keep tearing black women down. Even when they're talking about preferences or something else, they have to keep mentioning black women, because we are the scapegoat and the punching bag for black men, um, when they are hurting. And I'm convinced that these men who get on the internet are hurting. There's so much trauma going on with them, where they get on here and they project, and then they trauma bond with other men, and it just becomes a trauming bond fest. Because no man who loves himself is going to get on the internet and talk bad about women. You men who do this, you're gay. You have probably been hurt by a woman, and you have not healed from that hurt. So you getting on the internet is the best thing you can do, and project everywhere, and, you know, continuously keep punching on women emotionally. And that's just what you men are doing. Black men, you have a lot of anger issues. You guys have a lot of anger issues. You have a lot of aggression, and you take it out on black women. Not only are you emotionally abusing black women, you're verbally abusing black women, and you're physically abusing black women through femicide and marticide and DV. This is why my Attaboard that you see on my channel is purple, because it's an advocacy color for DV victims. And you guys don't think that black men don't need therapy? And most of these men who get on here don't need therapy. Yeah, these men need therapy. and they refuse to go and get therapy because they think it's weak. They think that there's no benefit in it. There are men psychologists and psychiatrists out here. I've even found one on here who's a non-black man who's telling these men what they need to go do. But until these guys go and get therapy and do the inner work and inner healing, they're not going to be healthy for anybody, not even themselves. I'm letting it be known that you black men collectively need therapy. You need therapy. So you can't get me fired like you got the black woman therapist fired who refuses to work with you guys. I work for myself. You guys need therapy. You need therapy. And I've said that in my readings, you guys need therapy. You need to go find God. You need to find Jesus. You need to go within. You need some therapy for real. Because you getting out here hurting black women is not it's not gonna make us deal with you. You dating out isn't gonna make us deal with you. None of that. None of that. And until you guys get therapy and you work on yourself and you heal, you're just not gonna be good for anybody. Black women, you need therapy. You need therapy from black men's abuse. All of you ladies who come to my channel, you need therapy. You need inner work and inner healing done from the result of dealing with men under this system who are toxic. You know, ladies, please protect your mental and your emotional peace and well-being. Um, please protect yourselves. You know, this is why I work on my meditations every day, especially when I get on here to keep me above this low vibrational crap that I see on the internet a lot, especially coming out of these men's mouths. It's very toxic. It's very unhealthy. The stuff that I hear these men say about women. And it tears away at a woman's self-esteem and value when a man is constantly doing that. Um, I find that I have peace when I'm not intertwining myself with these men. When I'm not, and disrespect doesn't have to be verbally. It could be just how these men are approaching you in conversation. You know, how they're presenting themselves. So these men, like I said, most of them are just unhinged and chaotic at this point. And this is why we have the male loneliness epidemic going on. You know, this is why it's happening. So, unfortunately, I don't see it getting any better. I don't see it getting any better, you know, for these guys. If they don't go and do the work and do the healing and actually improve themselves to become a likable, desirable person. So, you guys, I'm going to get off of here because I got to get my spaghettis going. I got to get them prepped. I had to boil noodles and all that. And I got pies to cook this morning. I got Thanksgiving dinner to cook. It's everything's being catered here. So I got to kind of get some stuff out the way. And we got a lot of cooking to do. We got a lot of pies to do for people. A lot of family members are requesting pies and all this there, and I got to get that cooked, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get a head start. I'm only doing 2 pies, and that's it. And do these spaghettis and get them on out the way. So you guys have a good morning. Ladies, work on your affirmations and keep your vibration high out here. When you do that, you just don't settle for anything and you don't put up with a lot. And it's easier for you to just weed out and block these guys. But not only that, it protects your peace and your well-being. And if any man is disrespecting you, block them. You don't deserve that. Block them. Because if these men can't come to you in a decent, respectable way, they don't need to have access to you. They don't need to have access to you. These men choose to act the way that they're acting because they feel like they can do it and get away with it. You're not going to get away with doing what you want to do with somebody like me. So if you come across someone like me and I hold you accountable and I clock you on your behavior and you block me, you're doing me a favor by blocking me. Because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to block you back. And when you stop being childish and you actually grow up and you realize that you're blocked, maybe you'll move on. I don't entertain men in their childish behavior, you guys. These men want to act like children. They don't want to act like human beings and adults. Well, they can get treated like one. I'm not going to deal with disrespect. I just get it out of my life. I get it out of my life. It does not serve me any purpose. You're not benefiting me and what I got going on. You don't need to be in my life. The end. The end. And I'm not talking about monumentally. I'm talking about in general, energy wise. I don't need to be humbled and controlled and dominated by you men. Why can't you just act like decent human beings when you're talking to women? Why does it always have to be about you controlling women? Women don't want to be controlled by you men. You guys need to let that toxic stuff go. Stop trying to control women and what we do and all this stuff, there. Women don't want that. We're getting away from that. So you guys have a good morning. I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Be safe.